Wow, we're over halfway through the month of February, and it's been a cold month so far. Hopefully, it's warming up by the time you get this devotion. Um, I want you to just take a moment and think of something very practical. Uh, we as human beings, we live based on the premise of making distinctions or uh, recognizing differences. Uh, I certainly wouldn't want uh, any of my grandkids to go out and not be able to recognize situations that seem to be threatening. I certainly wouldn't want my wife, Sue, out in the world at night and not have in a parking lot, let's say. Yes, we shop at Walmart, but I wouldn't want her in the parking lot and not to have an awareness of differences, things that just don't feel right, circumstance that doesn't seem to provide safety. I think we're all like that. We were created to be able to recognize these things, and we live in a world where, in all honesty, it's becoming increasingly more and more threatening from that viewpoint. I don't mean that like people live in paranoia. I understand that statistically, most things are not going to happen to any of us, but we hear about it. We certainly understand that there is certain things that do happen. For example, if a package gets delivered at my house, I really don't want it sitting out there for any extended period of time because it probably will not be there when I get there. So we plan around that. We have, ring doorbell so that we can see who's coming up, and we keep, track of these things. Many of us, as we do here at the church, we have an alarm system because we recognize that there's different situations, different people that act in different ways, that some are healthy and some are very harmful. I just want you to consider what happens when that comes into the church. Because most people come from a world of threats. And this is the one place, the church is the one place that's to be an environment where there is a sense of safety. Um, and that's why I know in our church that we go out of our way not only to ensure that there's safety for the most vulnerable people in our church, which would be our children, but also to make sure that there's an ethic, the way that we live, the very, if you will, ethos of how we express ourselves is one of concern for one another, watching over one another, so that people feel protected, they feel cared for. Now, think about it, because in the world, people live just strictly with this threat of distinction and difference. What this person may be like, what they may do to you, what you might get from them or not get from them, what they might take from you. And God, through his redemption, created an environment where everyone is treated the same. We're all lost people. And nothing that we do or may do is considered worthy of God's recognition. In Romans 3:10, all of our righteousness there's none righteous. In Isaiah 64:6, all of our righteous deeds are like filthy rags to God. He doesn't recognize that. What he does recognize is what his Son accomplished on our behalf. And that same very person lives in you and me by virtue of his Spirit and through his truth. And he's cultivated, or not only received, but cultivated by the faith that's imparted to us and through us and in us. It's that faith that the Holy Spirit provides for us to continue to live in right relationship with the God that saved us. What does that do? Well, it kind of removes the threat. It takes away a great deal of the anxiety that can be so much a part of our lives. It provides for us a sense of safety and refuge with each other, an environment where, yes, there may be some folks that come in and it's rough around the edges, but the whole of the environment is one of care and compassion and care for each other and watching over each other and loving each other through the love of Jesus Christ. It's a great place to grow up into Christ. It's a great place to be. It's safe. It's, if you will, God's refuge here on this earth. I hope for every person listening to my voice, and I know there's billions of you out there, that you can just take a moment and thank God that there's places on this earth where we can be safe. And it's not just behind our doors and our four walls of our house, because that may or may not be for long. But there is a place where we can be safe, spiritually safe, a refuge where we can go, where we have fellowship with the one who loved us and gave himself for us. Till next time, friends, God bless you.